Hello, yoga friends. Welcome to Yoga for Allergies. So, I don't know where your physical presence is today, but I live in West Texas, and allergies seem to be very rampant a lot of the times for a lot of different people, and it's a variety of things that can create allergies, but with other sicknesses floating around, allergies can begin to weaken our immune system, and then we sometimes can become more susceptible to other ailments floating around us. So today we're going to work on some poses that might help our allergies. Other than your yoga mat, you might enjoy a block or a rolled up towel or something of that effect to help with some of the poses. So you can gather those things and join me in a seated position. And if you have the rolled up blanket or block available, we're going to rest our tailbone on it. Find any position with your legs that your legs agree with, and then we're going to begin an alternate nostril breath. It's going to be a little weird for me because I have this microphone on, but a traditional alternate nostril breath, you'll fold in your peace fingers, the pointy finger and the middle finger, and then you'll use your thumb and the ring and the pinky finger to close off the sides of your nose. So the goal, and I'm going to hold my hands in a different way since I've got the microphone, but you would normally inhale through the one side, you can choose which side to start with, and then exhale through the other side. Then inhale through the side you just exhaled out of, and then exhale through the other side. Inhale through that side, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So the goal of alternate nostril breathing is multiple levels. You may have noticed if you have any allergies or any extra mucus that you immediately started to feel some of that mucus start to drain down your throat, or you may have even felt it come through your nose to where you have to do a lot of sniffing action or go find a Kleenex and release that out. And so it's helping to release some of excess mucus that might be stuck in our sinus passages. But it also helps to balance our body. So maybe our allergies tend to clog up one side of our nostril more than the other, or we feel the pressure more in one side of the head than the other, and that will just help to even out that flow in your body and your brain. We'll start to find a little bit more balanced through our brain as well. So as when you inhale one side, it goes up through your brain, then exhale through the other side, it comes down through the other. So you're helping also to connect both sides of your brain while you're doing that alternate nostril breathing. So lots of wonderful effects. Now from this seated position, we'll find in all fours. Beginning with a cat and cow, we'll start to inhale and pull the chest open, exhale and pull the ribs up. And we're feeling just this movement in our lungs. So as you feel your lungs expanding, your lungs releasing, helping to travel that breath through the body, feeling reach and relaxation, finding rest and release. We're letting our bodies flow through the exhales and inhales. Now with our next exhale, let's find a relaxed position in a child's pose, just taking a moment to rest the head and neck. Depending on how much pressure our sinuses may be giving us, it might feel more comfortable to rest our head on the block, or maybe even keeping our head above the heart in more of the stacked variation of a child's pose. And again, if our body is feeling like a really great relaxation, staying here, or we can add in a downward dog, allowing our toes to tuck, with our knees bent or straight, finding this freedom of our head, neck, shoulders relaxing as we breathe. Maybe even allowing the head and neck to feel a little bit up and down movement. maybe a little bit of side-to-side movement, maybe a little up and down again. Now, depending on how we're feeling, we may even enjoy a three-legged dog, picking up a thigh up towards the sky, allowing our chest to open, and then maybe towards the other side. And we're going to feel a little bit of rest, either in downward dog or child's pose, let your body choose. And then we're going to work our way into a lunge, sending our right toes forward. We're going to have the option to use the block, maybe inside or outside the leg. And then as our back heel grounds, we're going to find the chest lifting. Now, we're trying to make sure we have stability in our legs without feeling extra pressure in our joints and letting our arms open to the sky. So as we lift on our inhale, we can feel the shoulders drawing towards one leg, shoulders drawing towards the other leg. Trying to be mindful, maybe our shoulders are even pressing towards each other to remind the heart to stay open as we stretch side to side. Now the next time we lean forward, this palm can just gently rest on the thighs, not putting pressure on it, just gently resting there for support. Or maybe we rest fingertips to the shin, or let the back of the hand reach into the calf. Or maybe our fingertips or our palm feel the block. Again, we're not pushing weight into it. We're just feeling that presence to help remind the ribs to lift, to remind the chest to open, to remind the spine to be tall and breathe. Now we're welcome to continue in this triangle position. We can send the block in front of the toe, or maybe it stays towards the pinky toe side of the toe, and the top arm can stay. And as you bend the front knee, maybe you feel lift in the back heel, opening into this half moon, allowing the chest to remain open, the spine to remain tall, and breathe. And we'll find our way to standing, relax out our joints just a bit. Let's trade sides. So the left foot finds our lunge, the back heel feels that warrior two, lengthening in through our legs. So we find if we enjoy that block support, letting our palms open, shoulders relax, and maybe even the shoulder blades squeeze together as we feel the stability in our legs without locking out our joints, adding that little side-to-side flow, shoulders towards one leg, shoulders towards the other leg. Then allowing, again, from this side, fingertips to rest on the thigh or the shin, or the grounding the back of the hand towards the calf, or fingertips or palm towards the ground or the floor, reminding the heart to stay open, the top of the head to lengthen away from the back of the hips, creating that length and openness through our body. Now we can enjoy this triangle, or as you bend into the front leg, you can heel toe the back foot in, maybe rest the back hand on the hip, and this block can come in front of the foot or stay on the pinky toe side of the foot, allowing that back heel to open up into a half moon, and breathe. Stretching into our breath, feeling that openness and reach, and allowing our feet to either be together underneath our hips or wide. Fingertips can rest on a block or a chair, relaxing into our shoulders, maybe our head and neck. Feel just a little bit of up and down movement, resting any pressure out of our head and neck. So we try to find this little release up and down and side to side, and breathe. And we're going to end up in all fours again, sending the knees underneath, sending the palms down, and then maybe just stretching one thigh and rib open and relax. Then the other thigh and rib can open and relax, and we'll feel just a little bit of reach side to side as we breathe. So if we're enjoying these movements, staying here, but being mindful to push the heart forward as you lift the thigh up, but keeping the abdominals engaged to keep our lower back supported. We can also send a foot forward, finding the lunge of your choice, back knee up or down, pushing our hips and ribs forward, pushing our hips and thighs back. So you can stay just moving the front leg, or you can move the front leg forward and the back heel up, adding a little bit more reach through the openness in the front side of the body, a little release as we relax into the back side of the body. Stretching into our breath. Now we can continue this side as long as that feels comfortable, treading legs anytime we're ready. Maybe inhaling, heart forward, exhaling, hip back, moving just the front leg back and forth, or again adding that back leg movement, lifting and releasing, taking just a moment to breathe. Being mindful though that we're still pushing the heart forward, stretching and relaxing into our breath. You're really feeling the whole openness in the front side, trying to get all the little sticky points in our body to release out. Now as we send both legs back, maybe allowing our knees to go wide, sinking our ribs maybe inside the thighs, relaxing the top of the head again to the ground or to the block, wherever it feels the most stable on our bodies. Now you're going to have the option to take your pointy fingers to the occipital lobes, those little point, and you can feel the little knobs, the base of your skull. And we're just going to add pressure there as you breathe. You can even start to add a circling movement, maybe even treading the direction of that circle, and then feel your finger and your thumb start to squeeze towards each other. Thumb reaches from the base of the ear down the skull towards where your pointy fingers were, those little knobs, the base of our skull, and pulling them in towards each other. And you might feel, if you have any sinus buildup, those sinus, as they're releasing, you might feel a little bit more drainage here. You can stay here. You can rest your fingertips on your shoulders. Feel a little relaxation through your arms, your shoulders, and breathe. And as we help ourselves up to a seated position, feel a little release of our tailbone, either on the ground or elevated on the block or blanket. You can choose where you feel stable. Let's add a twist. So you're going to let one heel come in, lengthening tall and turn towards the bent knee, maybe finding a little leverage to twist a little further. This can also be done in a chair, being on the floor isn't very comfortable for your body. But you're being mindful that you're grounding the tailbone, but reaching through the top of the head and allowing that spiral from the tailbone through the ribs, the shoulders, gazing back, and breathe. Now as we find neutral, we're going to have the option to fold from here, but you may need a little bit more space. So maybe we widen out that bent knee so our hands can find the inside. We travel up and we travel in just a bit to release the shoulders. Now as we're ready to trade sides, let's extend that leg to straight, slide the other heel under the knee, picking up the ribs and twisting the ribs, finding length, finding rotation, a little release as we breathe, resting through our exhales. As we find our way, reaching back to neutral, maybe the foot widens out so our arms can find the inside, lengthening and reaching, resting where we feel a good stretch, breathing through the back of the lungs, finding just a moment to rest into our breath. As we pick up our rib cage, let's lengthen out our legs and maybe rock a bit side to side. If we're on the block, we'll need to release it. We're going to make some space to recline behind us, but we will have options to use the block as we're on our spine. Sending our feet forward, feel the inner thighs engage, the lower belly engage. We can hold on, we can reach out, allowing our spine to find release, the palms to open, the shoulders to relax. Now for our bridge pose, as we slide our heels in towards the hips, we're going to encourage our body to stay here for a bit. So you can remain in this kind of sleeping bridge pose with the tailbone staying on the ground but the knees staying lifted. You can slide the block or blanket or pillow under your tailbone so it has a little bit of support as the shoulders relax. Now the feet are trying to remain under the knee, and usually with the block supporting, they don't have too much trouble staying there, but you're going to think about breathing through the top of the legs. So as we inhale, feel the top of the thighs lift to the ceiling, maybe even the base of the tailbone starts to lift up. And then as we exhale, you can relax the hips and maybe find more neutral hips back on the block. So maybe these are just these minor pelvic tilts. Inhaling, opening the front side, exhale, relaxing. So it's not a big movement, it's just a little bitty tilt up, a little bitty tilt down. You can keep your arms as they are. You can even roll up a blanket, have it on the base of your spine, or with the block under your tailbone, you can wiggle those shoulder blades a little closer towards each other and maybe even reach your hands towards your shins if that flexibility is allowed in your body, and you can feel a little bit more openness as your collarbone lifts up to the sky and breathe. Now maybe we enjoy bridge a lot, maybe we enjoy this restorative fish a little bit more. So if you know that the block might elevate your chest a little bit too much, you can always roll up a towel or blanket and use that at the base of the shoulder blades. Let the block or blanket be at the base of the shoulder blades so that we create space to lift up the throat and the chin. A lot of times we tend to have all of this stuck action in our neck and our chest because we spend a lot of time folded in. So if you're at a computer looking down, if you're at reading a book, you're looking down. If you're using your phone, you're looking down. If you're cooking, you're looking down. Most or a lot of activities require us to have a chin folded action. And so we have to reverse that chin folded action. And this restorative fish is a great way to do that. You can even just roll a towel to support your neck, to allow your chin and throat to open if the space under your shoulders doesn't allow this. If you've created a bit of kyphosis where you haven't, your shoulders are already starting to stoop, as my grandmother referred to it. And so you have a bit of a curve through this space in your shoulder blades. Anything that puts you back into a neutral spine is like a back bend in your body. So a deeper space like this may not be available in that it may cause more tension than relaxation. And so we might just start from evening out the body into neutral and then maybe work our way up into this open posture. If your body allows you to, we can stay in this restorative fish for up to 5 minutes. Sometimes just this inversion or intensity in our neck and throat, our body doesn't allow that much time and space. So choose however you feel comfortable. More than 5 minutes probably will just maybe create too much in the opposite direction. And so you don't want to create more issues after you've just helped. Now, from a seated position, or a reclined position. I like to do it reclined just because you get a little bit more anti-gravitational action. Allowing one hand to be at the heart, one hand to be at the belly. We're going to find a 3-part breath with our inhale expanding our belly like a balloon and then releasing down. Inhaling from the belly up through the rib cage, releasing down. And then inhaling belly ribs up through the heart. Exhaling the shoulders, ribs, the lower back. And especially finding this breath after being in this restorative fish for a long period of time, it might find a little bit more easiness to open up and feel the hand lifting and the ribs lifting and the heart lifting. And you can actively feel the shoulders releasing, the ribs releasing, the lower back relaxing. And we're noticing that release in our spine, the rest in our breath. Feeling the freedom of the breath to travel through that expanded lung, helping to create more space in the lungs, to pull in that fresh oxygenated air through our muscles, through our body, to release out any stagnant air back out of the body, back out of our lungs, finding freedom and rest. And again, continuing the 3-part breath as long as that feels like it's a good option for your body. And we're just take a moment to check in with your body. Notice items or poses or stretches that felt a little bit more helpful for you and that maybe felt more immediate release in any allergy symptoms that you may be currently experiencing. Maybe some stretches just really didn't help or add to any helpful healing in your body. So just noticing some things work better for some people, some things work better for other people. But I hope that you've enjoyed sharing some time with me today, continuing our breathing, continuing our stretching to continue health and peace every day. Namaste, friends. Have a great day.